All right, hi guys. So sorry again that I can't be there today, but today you're mainly focusing on 3.3. 3.3 will be going into the grade book. Your CFA is going to be tomorrow, so Friday. I'll be back for that. So if you guys have any questions for that, I can answer them then. But again, 3.3 is identifying all the zeros of a polynomial function. All right. So we're going to focus today on just level 1. You guys are going to have some time to practice on your own, and then you guys are going to go over some stuff with Ms. Vilchek. All right, so let's jump right into it. Again, we're starting with the level 1s. So my level 1 is either going to be I give you the zeros and I ask for the factors, or I give you the factors and I'm going to ask for zeros. So let's actually start with this. Again, factors, they're called linear factors, and they're going to be x plus or minus a number, right? Or maybe 2x plus or minus a number. Or, again, x plus or minus a number. And if I give you the factors, all you need to do is take each one of those factors and set it equal to 0. So we're back on that happy face. I'm going to subtract 4 from both sides, so I know that x equals negative 4. In my red, I'm still going to set my factor. My factor is what's inside the parentheses, equal to 0. Add 1. So I get 2x equals 1, divide by 2. So x equals 1/2. And last but not least, we have x plus 6 being set equal to 0. There, I'm just going to subtract 6 from both sides, so I end up with x equals negative 6. Again, my factors are always inside the parentheses. My zeros, well, I set it equal to 0. Right, so my zeros in this case are x equals negative 4, x equals positive 1/2, and x equals negative 6. Factors are the ones in parentheses. In order to get the zeros, we set the factors equal to 0 and solve. So that's kind of similar to what you're going to see on the CFA. Keep in mind that really all we're doing, if you look, is all I'm doing is changing that sign. Right? In my red, I changed the sign to a positive 1, and then I divided by 2. I changed the sign from positive 6 to negative 6. So I'm really just changing the signs. So here, when I give you the zeros, and I ask for the factors, I see my 0 is at x equals negative 4. I know my factor is still going to be that x, and I'm going to change that sign to a positive 4. Same thing with x equals 2. I'm putting it in parentheses because I'm writing my factors. X, right now it's positive. The opposite of that is negative 2. So my factored form would just be f of x equals x plus 4, x minus 2. Again, that's a factor. That's a factor. If I wanted standard form, I would just multiply it using box method, and my standard form would look like this. Again, that is what we call standard form. So it's very important that you guys know the difference between standard form and factored form, and the difference between factors and zeros. So level 1 is kind of just like vocab based. So again, if I have a 0 here at x equals negative 1, I'm going to change the sign of that negative 1 so it's x plus 1. If I have a 0 at x equals positive 3, I'm going to change that sign of a 3 so it becomes x minus 3. If in the last one, if I know there's a 0 at x equals 12, I'm going to change the sign of that 12. So it's x minus 12. These are the zeros. These are the factors. You guys saw this. We did this in class, last class actually. So I have my factors. I'm going to set it equal to 0. So I know that x equals -7, x equals not -4, but +4. And these ones, it's a little bit more, but like not really. Still going to set it equal to 0. So I'm going to subtract the 2, divide by 5. So the last one is x equals -2 over 5. All right, so we're going to give you guys a chance. You're working on the Desmos activity. You should be working on slides 1 and 2. So slides 1 and 2. All right, guys, good job. Go ahead and get that done.